Good day, viewers. Today we continue with our tabloids. Sorry to inform you again that this paper has been badly torn. Some people may not like to see such things. We are different human beings. Just seeing the paper torn like that is disgusting to some people. Mm. So, anyway, let's go on. It's also still Love and Life. The edition is Volume 3, number 145, Sunday, October 20th to 26th, 2002. Price 1,500 CDs. And it's here. Man found dead. Horror in AdaM. Man found dead in dam. We have page 2, Corpse in Pajamas. And page 3 here. The dead man is again here, featured here. We're going to page 4. Travel and see. Burger in town. Which is the true religion? Birthday madness. A snake coiled around my legs. The Jesus died. The platform of righteousness. Sorry, I have a cold. This page, link me up with Jocelyn. Don't encourage sodomy in prisons. Stop those vampire private schools. Catholic school, Catholic church, the Bible and Mary. Who killed Charity? Like I said, also a story in a series. The Archbishop comes back to life. The Adventure of the Archbishop. I believe it's also it's also fiction. Pregnant hero dives into canal and saves drowning man. I believe this is a picture. Then the best man wants sex to keep his mouth shut. This is interesting. Professor Advisor. Well, this is it. The best man wants sex to keep his mouth shut. Epilepsy appraised. I cut some of the paper anyway. I want a pen pal. Then Africanism, Africans. Did you know the Llama of the Maid Servant? Another series of stories. The Llama of the Maid Servant. Uh, he's fed up and goes for his wife's kid sister. Then Puffy and Linda. Should I go in for juju to get her? Oh my god. I want to opt out of that PTA. I can't rap girls at all. Help me contact father. He has many girlfriends. I'm sorry, he has many girl admirers. I think we've gone through very, really, a bit fast. We've gone through we've gone through it fast, and then we can see which stories to read. Man found dead in dam. Week three. But first, let's go to cops in pajamas stands hospital staff. Pardon me. Cops in pajamas stands hospital staff. Was the hospital's waiting list too long, or did the patient just get lost? Questions are being asked at the Hotel Dieu Hospital in Paris, where a plumber working in basement last week came across a decomposed corpse wearing hospital pajamas. Le Figaro newspaper reported on Thursday. Hospital administrators are asking whether the corpse could be that of a tramp who got into the hospital and donned pajamas for some creature comfort, or a patient who absconded and was never found. An autopsy is to be carried out to try to identify the macabre discovery. But would-be patients at the hospital located near Notre Dame Cathedral in the heart of Paris may be perplexed to hear a comment from, from a staff member who preferred to remain anonymous. Then, next paragraph, the comment, I think inverted commas. We lose about 6 or 7 patients a year, he told Le Figaro. Or Le Figaro. Then, older women chase men for sex as partners are unable. Oh my God. Yes, it's still happening. It's still happening. Many older women still want to have sex, but they might find that their men cannot oblige. So says a global survey of 27,780 adults aged 40 to 80 from 30 countries that found aging women become sexually dysfunctional at about half the at about half the rate of men. Next paragraph. To the extent that women are sexually active, to the extent that women are, into brackets, sexually active, comma, brackets closed, they may be facing men who have problems, said lead researcher Edward Loman, a University of Chicago sociologist, due to present due to present some of due to present some of his findings at Vancouver, British Columbia. So it's still happening. Well, the women are there looking for sex, from whoever, from wherever, and from whoever. They're not getting it. A German in ATM fraud. A German who invented a security system for ATMs that several banks rejected was convicted of counterfeiting bank cards, including one belonging to a judge working on his case. But the Munich State Court said The 78-year-old inventor was sentenced Friday to 4 years and 10 months in prison for counterfeiting 671 cards and using them to make illegal withdrawals. The investigating judge was taken off the case after discovering she was among the victims. Hmm. So I think that's enough. The rest is torn. So let's leave it. Football fans to wed at stadium. Zookeepers eat animal flesh. Ah, okay, let's go there. Zookeepers eat animal flesh. Two zookeepers in a small northwest German town have been suspended and put under police investigation for eating the zoo's animals, police said on Friday. Hmm. A police spokesman, a police spokesman in Recklinghausen, north of Cologne, said the keepers in a section popular popular with small children and slaughtered. ah, I'm not getting this. Let me see if I can. Let me see. A police spokesman in Recklinghausen, north of Cologne, said the keepers in a section of the zoo popular with small children had slaughtered and barbecued five Tibetan mountain chickens and two Cameroonian sheep. They love meat, simple. Eh? And they won't leave meat and go and buy meat outside. How? Eh? Okay. The animals were in the pet zoo where all the children would go to stroke them, the spokesman said. Suspicious zoo managers called police after the animals went missing. Of course, they are in the stomachs of these two people. They didn't get missing. They can find them in their stomachs. Uh, Horror at AdaM man found dead in dam. Yes. So this is the picture of the man. I think the cover picture is clearer. Let's see. Let's go there and see. Oh, so this is the cover picture of the man found dead. Okay. Looking for this paper. Ah, destroyed everything. Shuffled everything. Where can I get the story again? It's there. Pardon me, viewers, for wasting your time. I know you need time to look at this, to view these videos. Um, I don't think we need to read it. But let's go to this young man's story. Uh, Cobra attacks woman in her room. Oh, this is the first time. Okay, Cobra attacks woman in her room. Wonders will really never end so far as we are living with our greatest enemy on this very earth. The residents of Cocoa as pardon me. Uh, the residents of Kukwasi, a suburb of Enchi in the western region, couldn't believe their ears on the 13th day of August this year when Madame Oforiwa, a tenant with this reporter, came out of her room about came out of her room about 4:30 p.m., shouting on top of her voice that she had been bitten by a snake. People who were present at that time said it could be a mouse or a tarantula, since it's impossible for a snake to come to the middle of the town to plant its venom into a human being on his own bed, on his or her on his stroke her bed. They became astonished when they saw blood oozing from one of her fingers. She was rushed to a nearby drugstore but became unconscious on reaching there. She was then taken to the government hospital prior for prior treatment. All eyes opened wide at the hospital when the doctor confirmed that it's the venom of a snake and could be a cobra. She was released after 2 days on a hospital bed. When she was contacted for the details, she said she was relaxing comfortable on her bed after casting her vote at the district level elections. About 4:30 p.m. I suddenly this inverted commas. About 4:30 p.m. I suddenly felt a bite on one of my fingers and thought it was a centipede. Though I never saw it, but I was heavier than a centipede. I never saw it, but it was heavier than a centipede. I quickly lifted my arm and stood up on my bed. I stood I stood to search has for whatever has bitten me. When I saw blood coming out from my fingers, I shouted and came out of the house and started losing sight at the moment. Oh, I regained consciousness and discovered that I was hospitalized for 2 days. I hardly believe it's a snake, since it would be impossible for a natural snake to climb on such a smoothly plastered walls. I'm now afraid to stay in my room alone, she stated. A team of men searched every corner of the room, but no poisonous creature was found. Social news, travel and see, beggar in town. So let's do this travel and see. Where people live with snakes and scorpions. Okay. By Matthew Oben. Matthew Oben might still be alive. Anyone who has had a scorpion bite knows exactly what what pain feels like. Once, my uncle was bitten by a black-tailed scorpion, and he testified to us that he had been to hell and back. As for snake bite, let us not discuss it. The writing is a bit faint for me. You might not live to give eloquent testimony, but would go, but could you ever believe that some individuals opt to live with scorpions and snakes like brothers and sisters? It is unbelievable, but true. It happens in Thailand, the Philippines, Burma, and China, and they call it stance, a sort of dangerous competition. A cage is built large enough to contain one human being and 3,000 scorpions, and they are expected to live for 3 months. Can you believe it? They're expected to live for 3 months. Of course, notably, of course, no, of course, nobody forces you to live with the creatures. It is your own will to do it or not, to do it or not. And when you beat the previous record, you get cash and a name in the Guinness Book of Records. It is interesting to note that only far Easterners are capable of such feats. I don't know if an African has ever dreamt of doing it. Yes, now today we know that the Africans do it. Mhm. Paragraph. Normally, the stuntman or woman is allowed 2 hours every day to come out of the bath and change clothes. He or she normally gets an average of 7 scorpions bites before the stunt is completed. Okay. So they really get bitten. Okay. Uh, now how do they survive the bites? The answer is that they have often been bitten by scorpions, and so they are quite immune from fatality if they take a couple of bites. Full stop. They feel uncomfortable a bit, and that is all there is to it. No sweat, no sweat really. Paragraph. But living with about 400 snakes, all fanged and poisonous, can be scary. A simple bite can earn you mortuary space. But the stuntmen here, stuntmen here too have had some bites, and I mean to a degree. However, they are always ready with a syringe, with a syringe and a snake venom to inject themselves immediately they are bitten, so that they do not give up the stunt that easily. So that they do not give up the stunt that easily. Paragraph. In a few cases, stuntsmen have died. But isn't it but isn't it worth the effort and name? They say, oh, I can't get a continuation. It has not been continued. Maybe in the next edition. Okay, which is a true religion? Pouring libation is biblical. Let's leave it. Burger in town. I was the world's biggest fool. Burger is somebody who has gone abroad and come back to Africa or to Ghana, if you like. The story goes. It is relieving to note that burgers are becoming more and more sensible. I don't know that can also be said of seamen now. I can, however, recall that the stupidity of most seamen in the past was legendary. It was simply tragic. I was once a seaman and lived exactly like a seaman. Pardon me. I was once a seaman and lived exactly like a seaman. I liked fair-colored prostitutes, and I was prepared to pay any sum so long as she was fair. Hmm. In my time, I was a chief mate of a fishing boat, and I drank only whiskey to maintain standards. Don't mess up with me. Paragraph. Uh, it was good living all the way when I was in my mid 20s and 30s. When the boat sank during the accident we had, I realized that I had been the biggest fool in the entire uh, universe. Sorry, the writing is not very clear. Pardon me, viewers. I had I had nothing left in my name except a few dollars kept body and soul together. I said a few dollars kept body and soul together. From that time, I, I came to learn the virtue behind saving. I went to Italy, then to Germany and Holland with a changed attitude. Hard work was the philosophy, saving was the slave philosophy, saving was the ideology. When I became loaded, I had the temptation of going back to the old ways. But whenever I remembered that sunken boat, my heart beats wildly and I recoil into my shell. Poverty no good. Poverty no good. Paragraph. Deciding to come back home, I did a lot of planning and prayer. Let me warn everybody that planning without prayer doesn't work. You are right, man. You're right, man. It is God who builds your business. I came back home and the girls were following me like flies. I had to fast for 3 days to resist all the temptations. I drove them away and set up a poultry business in Brown Harbour, that's a region in Ghana. Today I sell eggs, chicken, chicken parts, chicken parts to a wide range of consumers, even in Accra. I have married a girl of my choice, and I don't have any problems except keeping my poultry business afloat. The piggery is also flourishing. My personal advice to beggars is that they should learn to avoid temptation in life. Well, he believes it's the women that have caused his boat to capsize. I don't know. Birthday madness. A snake coiled around my legs. When I was 15, my father and mother decided that I had had enough birthday celebrations, and so they they wouldn't celebrate my any more birthdays for me. They rather concentrate on my younger siblings. So so when I was about to hit my 16th birthday, I decided to I decided to plan and fund my own birthday since dad and mom wouldn't have anything to do with it. I also decided not to celebrate it in the house. I wanted it exclusively like some Actually, like some picnic, like some picnic stuff with friends and girlfriends where we could get dead drunk and smoke and dance to get to blaster music and, if possible, organize some sex orgy to wind it up. Can you imagine that? Or to wind it off. That sounded like a great idea. And together with my friends, I got it rolling. I got the booze. I got the booze, ordered I got the booze, ordered the takeaways, bought cigarettes and a few marijuana joints. Certainly, we were certainly we were going to blow our heads off. I also pinched two whiskies from Daddy's collection. I also picked two whiskies from Daddy's collection. We went into the bush and we went into the bush the morning of the occasion and did some good clearing, after which we ate some packed kinky and fish. We then dispersed to our various houses to rest and get prepared for the party. And believe me, everyone appeared everyone appeared everyone appeared in hard jeans because it was a bush party. Some in full stop, some in shorts, others in trousers. It was most enjoyable. There were no restrictions like what happens during house parties. And from 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., we were still in it. We were still at it, sorry. Uh, the night had the night had come, and we found it difficult to leave because there was more booze to clear. Booze is drink, alcoholic drink. After 6:30, we were all smooching our girlfriends. It was all sucking of nipples and grabbing of buttocks and stuff like that. I was wearing jeans and shorts. I was wearing I was wearing jean shorts and canvas and leaning against a tree and smooching my girl. I felt something coiling around my left leg, but I was too drunk to bother. But my girl looked down and saw a snake coiling around my leg. She shouted, "Snake, snake." That was when my that was when my senses came came to attention. As the rest scattered, I ran in a direction I didn't know. I ran in a direction I didn't know, stamping my foot. I guess the frightened snake also sensed danger and inquired. I stopped having birthday parties altogether. Jesus Christ, I nearly died. Which is it? The platform of righteousness, the essence, the essence gospel of peace. Pardon me. Link me up with Jocelyn. Don't encourage sodomy in prisons. Stop those vampire private schools. Catholic Church, the Bible, and mercy. Africans are not. Oh, this section would have been interesting, but it's torn away. Africans are not guinea pigs. Who killed Charity? The adventure of the pregnant hero dives into canal and saves drowning man. I think this is a picture of the uh, uh, pregnant hero. I think this is a picture. Let me read it again. Pregnant hero dives into canal and saves drowning man. So those in the Western countries may know her. I don't think we should read it. Epilepsy a priest. Greetings from me to you. I want a pen pal. No. Africans. Did you know there is a natural mystic of change blowing in the minds of some young black African leaders on the continent and in the diaspora towards European and American whites today? Well, I think today everybody is waking up to, you know, uh, what do I say? Amicable living uh, amongst races. I think so. People tolerating each other, whites and blacks, and I think today is getting better. Dilemma of the maid servant. Dilemma of the maid servant. Should I go in for juju to get her? Uh, Juju is medicine. Okay, let me read that. I want to opt out of that PTA. He has many girl admirers. I can't rap girls at all. Help me contact my father. These are teenagers bothered by certain things. Someone has told me about love potions, and I want to try it on a girl. I have been rapping for the last 3 years without success. They say Malam is doing wonders with love potions, and I really want this 17-year-old, and I really want this 17-year-old girl to love me. Will you recommend a love potion? Actually, it is actually it is a shortcut to the solutions of my problems. Please encourage me to go for it. My heart is yearning. David Tema. Dear David, I advise you to stay clear of those who dabble in spirits. You can get possessed by an evil spirit and go mad. Yes, it's good advice. I can't love girls. Help me. I think we can forgive this. We can let this go. I've shown this picture already, and we don't need to read this. I think that's all. Viewers, you know, I'm a master of apologies. Apologies. I apologize for blowing my nose always. For blowing my nose in this video. It's not my liking. I had a cold, and I love YouTube. I love making videos. Yeah. So may God bless you for tolerance. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Ila lekai.